Hello guys, welcome back to Mathematics. Today we are going to check how to multiply algebraic expressions. So let's gonna start with the easiest one, a monomial times a monomial. Remember, a monomial is just an algebraic expression that it has one term, like in these examples. This one will be the first term and this one will be the second term. Remember, when we don't have any symbol between them, it means a multiplication. It could be represented with a cross like this, with a dot, or sometimes with an asterisk. But if you don't have anything there, it also means a multiplication. So we are multiplying 3x to the square times 4x. So in order to multiply these ones, we are just going to multiply the number part, taking in account the signs. So in this case, it's just 3 times 4, which is 12. And then we multiply the variable part. So we have x squared times x. That would be x to the cube. Remember, when we multiply with the same basis, we add the exponent. So this is like having a 1 here. So 2 plus 1 is 3. So the result is 12x to the cube. In this one, notice that the numbers are just the same. What I changed was the variable part. In this case, we have two variables, x and y. So we do each of them x. It goes to the square times to the cube, so we add them together. 2 plus 3 is 5, x to the 5. And same thing with the y. Remember, this is like having a 1, so it would be y, 1 plus 2 is 3. And the result would be 12x to the 5, y to the cube. Another example here, we have to take in account the signs. 5 times minus 3, so it's going to be minus 15. And then the variable part, m to the square to the 1, it goes 2 plus 1 is 3. N to the 1 to the 3 is going to 4. And r, we don't have it here in the first monomial, so it's like having it to the 0. So we just take in a 1, the one that exists. So basically we just need to write r. And this also works when the numbers are fractions. In this case, minus 2/3 times 3/5. We can actually cancel the 3 because we are multiplying. This one is in the numerator, this one in the denominator, so they just cancel together and the result is going to be minus 2/5. And with the variable parts, we are going to have a and b. Let's check the powers. 1 and 2 makes 3 and 2 and 2 makes 4. So the result is minus 2/5, a to the 3rd power, b to the 4th power. Okay, now let's check what happens if we need to multiply a monomial by a polynomial. So for example, we could have this one here. We have a monomial, 3x, and the polynomial, in this case a binomial, 5x to the square plus 8. In this case, guys, we need to apply the distributive rule of the multiplication and addition. That means we need to multiply this term by each term in the polynomial. And each one is going to give me a term. So at the end, the answer is going to be another binomial. Let's see, it would be 3x times 5x to the square. 3 times 5 is 15, and x times x squared is x to the cube. This one's positive, so plus times plus is plus. 3 times 8 is 24. And since it doesn't have any variable and this one has just x, we just write the x. So the result is 15x to the cube plus 24x. Let's see, for example, this one. We have a monomial, and in this case we have a trinomial. So again, we need to distribute for every term in the trinomial. So the result is going to be another trinomial. Let's see. Minus 2 times 5 is minus 10. M times m to the square is m to the cube. N times n is n squared. Minus 2 times minus 12 is positive 24. M times m, m to the square. N times n squared is n to the cube. And finally, times 2. Minus 2 times 2 is minus 4. This one doesn't have any variables, so it's just copying the same variables of this one. So m, n. And this would be the result. Let's see what happens when we have polynomial times another polynomial, like in this case. And yes, it complicates a little bit because we need to do the distribution of the first term and then also the distribution of the second term. So let's do it by parts. Let's gonna start with the a. A times 2a. A times 2a, it will be 2a to the square. a times 3b, it will be 3ab. Now we distribute the b. b times 2a is 2ab. And finally, b times 3b is 3b squared. Notice that in this result, we also have two like terms, so we can operate them. We can write this as 2a squared plus 3 plus 2 is 5, ab plus 3b squared. So yes, guys, if we have more terms in the factors, the result is also going to have more terms. For example, in this one, we are going to have to do the two terms in the binomial times the three terms in the trinomial. So at the end, we are going to have 6 terms. Maybe they are like terms and we can reduce the number. But still, we need to do 6 multiplications. Okay, let's start with the 2x. 2x times x to the square, it will be 2x to the cube. 2x times 3xy, it would be 6x squared y. 2x times minus 1 is minus 2x. Now we repeat with the y. Y times x squared is x squared y. Y times 3xy, it would be 3xy to the square. And finally, y times minus 1, it would be minus y. We do have some like terms here, so let's start. This one is alone, 2x to the cube. This one goes with this one, 6 plus 1 is 7, plus 7x squared y. This one is alone, plus 3xy to the square, minus 2x is alone too, and minus y is alone. So the answer would be this one. Okay guys, since practice do the master, then please go ahead and try these ones. Pause the video and when you come back, check if your process was correct. Okay, this answer would be minus 6m to the square n to the square. This one is 75x to the 5. This one would be 2y to the cube minus 10y squared. This one a little longer, it will be 12x squared y cubed minus 36x squared y squared plus 48xy. For this one, you first would get minus 8a squared plus 6ab plus 4ab minus 3b squared. That you can reduce as minus 8a to the square plus 10ab minus 3b to the square. And finally, this one, it will be minus 6x to the fourth minus 9x cubed plus 3x squared plus 10x squared plus 15x minus 5, which is going to be minus 6x to the fourth minus 9x to the cube plus 13x squared plus 15x and minus 5. That is the answers. Okay guys, that was all for this video. Hope it was useful. Don't forget to subscribe, book your own lessons with me if you want, and drop any questions you have in the comment box. Bye bye guys, see you next time.